I'm Alison Clarke. I'm a coaching psychologist and I help people find the hero inside themselves. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between what we think of as reality and what we actually experience, which is perception. We are amazing creatures. We have eyes that see, ears that hear, noses that pick up scents all around us, good and bad, mouths that taste all kinds of flavours, skin that's sensitive to all kinds of touches all over our bodies. And through all of those senses and that kind of sense of knowingness that we have in the pit of our stomachs, we're constantly taking information in from the world around us and relating to that information as if it's telling us that this is how the world is. It's a very convenient way to be. But what exists for us as the reality that we think of as this is how the world is, in fact is an accumulation of all kinds of little bits of information that are coming in at the same time. And we don't even really have any sense of what that information is until it's been processed by our brains that build up a complete picture and give us access to this thing that we think of as telling us what the world is like right now. And our brains are just amazing things for how they store up vast quantities of information and process vast quantities of information. So if you think about a newborn baby, they come into this world and they know next to nothing of it. And little by little, they make sense of the world. And you can begin to notice those moments of recognition, where they begin to recognize the faces of the people close to them. And that's how we build up our understanding of the world, in bite-sized doses, from the moment we enter it until today, actually. Look how we have come to recognise such things as cars, for example. If you're driving down a road where there's a driver or a passenger, you see cars in every direction. They're all different sizes, different shapes and different colours. And yet we've evolved a way of recognising this classification car that in spite of all of their differences, we can still see a car. So it's like we first form a perception of a car and then we keep adding to it and editing it and evolving it and changing it so that the classification car encompasses cars that we haven't even yet seen. And the same applies to some of the more interpretive qualities like friendship or happiness. And then in addition, there are the ways in which we learn and formulate our understanding of what it is to be happy or sad or depressed indeed. And over time, it's our interpretations of what's going on in life and how we respond to it that really flesh out all of those perceptions. The thing about perceptions is they are entirely personal, built up as they are over a lifetime of experience. They describe a subjective and completely personal relationship with the world around us. So for example, you have no way of knowing how I see this loaf of bread I just baked. I'm just learning how to bake bread. It's great fun, but I'm an absolute novice and it's taken some time to get this loaf of bread, that I would put in front of a camera. And I have no idea what you would see when you look at this loaf of bread. I don't know what memories you might have of baking bread at home with your grandmother, smelling the bread baking in the oven, or indeed that experience that you have when you get the smell of the fresh bread. So when you look at this bread, you might even already be recalling some past experience of freshly baked, warm bread straight from the oven, maybe in your grandmother's kitchen, warm with melted butter on it. And that is a very useful illustration of how much perception is unique and personal and much more delicious than reality. So if you'd like to hear more about this and other similar topics, take a look at the description bar down below to see how you can get in touch.